Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Brandon Lindsay back with some more trucking business content for you today. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the process of using the load board to get your first load. So the carrier company with the drivers and the equipment. The shippers, those are the people, that's the company that actually needs freight moved. It's a company that moves freight for shippers. So shippers hire brokers to move freight, and then brokers then hire carriers to then move the freight for the shipper. And one of the ways that the broker and the carrier find each other is through the load board. Now, brokers have agreements with shippers to move freight. So the shipper to the broker. And now the broker will then post a load on the load board. Now the motor carrier, the company with the equipment and the drivers, will then go to the load board looking for loads. Now, with your new authority, a new company, I had to go to the load board to find loads because I didn't have any relationships with shippers. But there are companies that don't use brokers at all, freight companies that don't use brokers at all because they have direct relationship with shippers. And if you can get direct with shippers, that's a really good thing because this broker is charging a fee to get this freight. So that's your profit that you're missing out on. So for example, a shipper and a broker could have an agreement where the shipper pays the broker $1,500 to move a load. Now, the broker, remember, the broker's agreement is with the carrier. So the broker could put this load on the load board for $1,200. So then you as a carrier are then moving this freight for $1,200, not the $1,500. But that's an entirely separate video. That's a hot topic in trucking, how much brokers get paid. We're not going to get into that in this video. So stick with me. So the carrier gets the load from the broker from the load board for $1,200. So on the load board, the broker will post things like, when the load needs to be picked up, how much they're willing to pay for it, what type of equipment the load will require, whether it be flatbed, hot shot, step deck, 48-foot, 53-foot drive-in. All that information will be on the load board. So the carrier, once the carrier sees a load on the load board that he or she likes, you just contact the broker, and then you and the broker then work out an agreement to move the freight for that price, or you negotiate the price. So that's how that process works between those three. But then there's also a dispatcher can be involved. Now, a dispatcher is a person who just finds freight for a motor carrier and just charges a fee. Sometimes a dispatcher could be internal and just work for the motor carrier, or sometimes the dispatcher is a separate third party altogether. That's like a dispatching company where they move freight for a bunch of different carriers for a fee. Sometimes it's 5%, 10%, just whatever the fee that the dispatcher's charging. That's a separate fee that the carrier's paying to find loads and actually go on the load board for the carrier. Because it can be, I know when I was getting started, I started out with a dispatcher just because it can be very time consuming to try to find loads on the load board, because you got to move fast and you got to move quick because they come on fast and some of those loads can go off really fast, and it's a lot of time on the phone to get a load moved some days. So once the load is secured, then the carrier drives to the shipper location, picks up the paperwork that you need, then takes the load to the receiving location. Once that's completed, the carrier then submits the paperwork to the broker for payment. So that's just a quick video on who the players are and kind of what the process flow is like when you're working with a load board, working with a broker. So hopefully that helps somebody else out. I know like I said, when I was getting started, I had to make sense of all this. So Thanks for watching. If you like it, let me know down in the comments. And also let me know in the comments what other type of trucking business content you all want to see out there. I try to make these videos to help you out. And thanks for watching.